Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of FTB Monster. Oh yeah guys. So, what the heck is that thing? What are you? You are a troll and you throw things. That's not good. Die. Okay, troll dead. Okay, so he drops coal and wood and whatever the heck these things are and some leather. Boulder blast charge. Can be used to throw a single boulder or fired from a dispenser for a boulder blast. Okay, so what does this thing do? What do you do? Okay, so it's just like, as long as it's not destructive, I don't really care. Whoa, little lag spike there. Okay, and it looks like it also drops some bones, so that's a lot of drops from that one mob. That's pretty cool. So guys, it's been a while since the last time I did record on FTB Monster, and as you guys know, it's because of ultra hardcore was going on and I didn't really want to do double uploads and things like that. Besides that, I was also moving since the last time, so I think this is the first FTB Monster I have recorded at my new place. Yeah, so that's awesome. I've completely packed up and moved to a different city, different job, all that stuff. I'm still doing computer programming, but yep, needed to move. Okay, so I think the last time we were messing around with the nether spawner over here, the wither thing. We were in the process of getting this up and running. We found out that since Monster updated, we were unable to use the same setup we had before, so now we had to upgrade our Magnetostatic engine to a tiered system. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff done here. We have an applied energistic system hooked up to collect all of our wither skulls, coal bones and arrows, and I think maybe some other things I can't quite remember. Yeah, it looks like we got gunpowder and tools and other things. We're gonna have to figure out how to get rid of all this stuff in the poison. How to get rid of all that stuff. It shouldn't be too difficult to do. Yeah, I still really like the way this room turned out. It'll be much better once we get everything working though. So yeah, that's something we gotta continue on today with. Okay, so we need to go back to our age, which is something else we have to deal with. Because our home base was also converted to have instability, which gives us mining fatigue, which is very annoying. We did counteract this by getting this enhanced white crystal pendant that makes it so our mining fatigue isn't always there, but that's just another item we have to keep in our inventory all the time. And also, when I made this age, there was no mining fatigue. That was something that just appeared in an update, which I find very unfortunate. It almost makes me want to move bases and just start over again, but I really don't want to do that. We spent a bunch of time here. We got some stuff going. Yeah, I don't think picking up and moving is really going to be the best option. You guys have told me in the comments that there is a command that I can do to toggle the instability, and you know, I talked it over with the guys, Slipgator and DMAC. You know, we're the ones that are mostly playing on this pack right now, and both of them are really fine with me turning off the instability. They think it's pretty terrible that happened, and if it was one of them, they would do it too. So I think we're just going to go ahead and go that route. So I looked it up on the Mistcraft wiki, and there's a command called mist, and I believe it's - toggle world instability, and that turns off mining fatigue. So not only does that get rid of the mining fatigue, I guess I can remove the pendant from my inventory. That gets rid of the mining fatigue. It also gets rid of the regen effect that the passive mobs have. Apparently that's an instability that these guys would regen. Okay, I guess there's no way to turn off the negative effects, only all of the effects. So that's something that we're going to go ahead and do. I was also talking to DMAC about using his MFFS thing to completely move my base to a new age. While that is possible, I would have to provide him with every single block in order for that to work. And so that would mean I would need double the amount of blocks, I think. I don't know. It just seemed like it'd be more trouble than what it's worth, is what I want to say. Okay. So down here, we were messing around with a lot of this stuff from the last time. The fractionation unit, and we were making the pulse jet furnace, and we were using jet fuel and all sorts of cool stuff. We got our Magnetostatic engine. I believe it's tier 3. Let's take a look at this guy. Yeah, tier 3. So It can do 512 nms. I guess that's Newton meters, and 2048. Is that rotations a second? Rad per second? I don't know. It doesn't really matter, I guess. The higher the numbers, the better. That's all that really matters for us. But we need to get this guy up one more tier to tier 4. Okay, so let's start working on that for today. So I was looking at this. So the tier 4 upgrade requires this inductive ingot and tungsten ingot. So the tungsten, you use a friction heater with tungsten flakes, and that requires a certain heat level, it appears. But what the thing is, though, I was looking at this, and I can see there's tungsten combs, so we can make some tungsten bees, and there's tungsten ore, but I can't find a way to actually make this tungsten flakes that we need. Like if I right click on this, that'll show me what I can use it with. So I can use it with the Memokite to make 2 of them, which is awesome. And I can smelt it to make the tungsten ingots, but how do I make the tungsten flakes? It doesn't say. So I went to the HermitCraft wiki, and that says if you use redstone in I forget the machine, whichever machine it is that you use to process ores in HermitCraft, there's a chance, like a 10% chance, that you can get tungsten flakes from redstone. Awesome. So what are we doing for redstone right now as far as redstone ore goes? We have none, but we have a bunch of this nether redstone ore, 2,000. You know, speaking of that, let's look up nether. Look at all these nether ores we have. So much saltpeter and coal ore. Yeah, all this good stuff. This has been going and going and going. We still have not received a single piece of nether iridium ore. So I'm going to have to say it is impossible to get nether iridium in Feed the Beast Monster from the laser drill. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case. Okay, so I need to find out what machine it is, the ore processing machine from HermitCraft. Yeah, I'm going to probably... Well, let's take a look at the HermitCraft book real quick before I cut. There might be something that stands out real quick, some kind of a processing machine. That's the engines, maybe right here. No. Oh, yeah, production machines. Next. I think it's... Oh, you know what? I believe it's called an extractor. Extractor. If I could spell right, that might help a little bit too. Is this guy, HermitCraft Extractor? I believe this is it. Yeah, it looks like it requires a whole bunch of random stuff. I believe we have that recipe. We have these guys. So the drill, yeah, more HSLA steel. Okay, seems simple enough. Let me go ahead and craft an extractor. We'll start getting some power to that, see what we can do, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I got all that crafting done. Took a little bit of time to get these things all together, but here we go, extractor, boom. So, let's take a look at this bad boy. Let's just set it down, see what it looks like. Is this the right thing? Looks pretty complicated. You can see a little piece of netherrack from the recipe in there, which is cool, and yep, this is it. Okay, so you put ores in here. It processes down here, and I believe it just automatically continues on and does its thing. And finally, you get the output over here. So I assume this is where we're going to get those flakes, the tungsten flakes. I hope so anyway. So we need to get provided power, speed, and torque. And I'm hoping, whoops, wrong button. I'm hoping that with the Tier 3 Magnetostatic engine we have down here, we should be able to do that, especially going through the CVTs and the bevel gears. I don't think we need this fractionation unit anymore. Let's get rid of that guy. Did I pick it up? Okay, I did. I was like, where'd it go? Did this thing say it needed power from the bottom? I can't remember. I guess we'll just put it right there. Does it need water? Looks like that pipe connected to it for some reason, but I don't know if it needs that. Let's go and disconnect that. Okay, so that's disconnected. What else do we need here? I think we should just turn on our deal. Turn this all the way on. Crank it all the way up. See what happens. Okay, so we got full power, full speed, but we're a little light on the torque. I wonder if there's a way... Oh, belt ratio 4. Can we bump this up to like 32 and just go crazy? Whoops. And just go crazy? Is that going to do anything? Okay, so that gives us speed, not enough power, and not enough torque. So probably not a good idea. Let's bump that down to 2. What does that do? Okay, so about the same thing. We bump it down to 1. If I can hit the right keys on my keyboard. Not that one, this one. Alright, so that looks like we got just a little bit more torque. Huh, so I wonder if we bump this guy down. Let's bring this down to like, I don't know, 28? Is that a thing we can do? Yep, that's giving us more torque. I see. Let's bump this way down. Let's bump it down to like 4. What do you do? Okay, look at that. Our torque is getting pretty high. Maybe if we take it all the way down to 1. Okay, now our speed is a little hurting. Okay, so we're just kind of tinkering with it. Maybe if we bump it up to 2. Speed hurts a little bit. Torque is hurt a little bit. And 3. What do you do? Aha. So I don't think we're going to be able to get this fully power, speed, and torque in its current setup. But that seems like a pretty good spot right there. Let's grab some of our redstone. Do this. And then I believe we have to put that through a furnace in order to turn it into regular redstone ore. That's a macerator. That's the electric furnace. Let's go and throw that in there. Oh, you know what? I gotta stop our automatic ore processor over here. Yep, that's turning that all over into... well, it's fortuning it with the breaker plus is what it's doing. Yeah, I gotta turn that off so that doesn't happen anymore. And let's go ahead and get a few more pieces of redstone blocks going. Okay, so that should be fine. Let's come over here. Redstone ore, perfect. Alright, so let's stick that into this guy, see what happens. Anything? Doesn't look like anything's happening. Maybe I need to turn up the speed a little bit. Let's try doing that. So 32. So torque is underpowered. Power and speed is fine. It does not appear to be doing anything. Maybe it did require the water. I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be doing anything. Okay, so there's more to this that I need to go research real quick to figure out what we can do to get this running from the start. So give me a few moments here. I'm going to go find that out and we'll be right back. All right, so I got it working, and actually it just took 2 seconds to do that. I just clicked this over to torque from speed, and then this thing started working. So it looks like we're going to start processing our redstone. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if that's going to go through this section right now, or if I'm just going to have to continually like change the power supply so it does this, and then it does this one, and then this one. I'm sure there's probably a way that we can get this to work with all of the different stages. Let's try 16 on the torque setting. So that's giving us a little bit of speed over here. I can't tell. I don't think this thing is doing anything. Yeah, it'd probably be doing a little status bar like that if it was. Let's try turning the torque down just a little bit more. Let's try doing like 4. So torque and power is all the way high. Speed is got some of the different bars there. Huh. Okay, well, I'm going to continue playing around with this. Hopefully we will find a setting that's going to work. I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Wait. Did it! I just keep playing with things and things start working. Okay. But now this one's not working. So I got to figure that one out. All right, guys, I'll be back in just a little second. Yeah, so I said I was going to do some research and figure out what the best setting for the extractor is. I haven't done that. But what I am doing is switching between power and torque and changing the ratios and this and that. And it looks like stage 1, 2, and 3 likes torque, and stage 1, 2, and 4 like torque. Stage 3 likes a lot of power. So if I switch, speed. If I switch over to a whole bunch of speed, stage 3 just really goes. But yeah, I can't figure out how to get them all going at the same time at maximum. I'm sure there is a way to do that, but I'll look at that later if we ever really need to do the extractor as like main processing. But as you can see here, we are getting redstone ore flakes and the tungsten flakes, so that's awesome. We got 3 of those, so that means we can get part of our tier 1 up or tier 4 upgrade. So let's look at this guy real quick. So we needed 4 tungsten ingots, so we got 3/4 of the way there, and we need this inductive ingot. So that is going to require our pulse jet furnace with the inductive metal blend. Did we already do this? I feel like we might have done this already. Let's check this out. Yep, we did that last time. That's right. So there's our inductive metal blend. Let's see. Yeah. So we've already done that with the jet fuel and all of that stuff. So that's great. So now we have the tungsten ingots, and that should allow us to make our tier 4 upgrade. Very, very awesome. So just got to wait for a 4th tungsten flake to appear, smelt it down, make this guy. I think it had no shape crafting. We can do that very easily. Just go and make that, apply it to our engine over here, and then we should be able to finally get our mob spawner in the nether working once again. I'm so excited for that. All right, guys, I'll see you in just a little bit. Oh my goodness, guys. So I was doing some research about these flakes, how to do anything with them, and according to the wiki and things that I was reading, you can just smelt these in a regular furnace. So I grabbed a furnace. Let's go ahead and try this out. So furnace plus coal, or we can go into that for some reason. Furnace plus coal plus a tungsten flake, nothing. If we put a redstone flake in there, what happens? Okay, so now that burns. Yeah, that's smelting the redstone ore flakes with the coal, and we get, boom, 4 redstone. So that's awesome. So I also heard that you can use a friction heater. Let's go ahead and stick that guy right here. A friction heater, which can also power a furnace, a regular vanilla furnace. We just have to turn to the right output. Should be that one right there. Yeah, it does its little spinny deal, makes some star particles, and that's now powering this guy. I believe we can turn the speed up a little bit, or maybe we need torque. I don't know. We'll give it like 4 torque. Then we can also smelt some things, and I believe it also smelts much quicker. Yeah, look at that. Way faster. So that's pretty cool. So I was looking, and it looked like we had to use a friction heater to melt these tungsten flakes, but unfortunately, no matter what I try here, I cannot get these tungsten flakes to turn into tungsten ingots. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've tried different settings here. It's bumped this up to like 8. I don't think that's really doing anything. Yeah, I mean, I'm not making any progress unless this just takes like a long time and there's just no output to let you know that's actually doing anything. Like I'm even what am I looking at? The tooltip at the top doesn't say this is doing anything in particular. Okay, oh, here we go. Here's the temperature. So the temperature is going down. Let's turn this back up. Let's try 4 for the torque. What does that do for temperature? Okay, so the temperature is going up. 1200. Aha. Right. So I think, okay, so I didn't see that before. Let me grab one of these guys, or I guess some of them. So if we go to uses, friction heater requires 1350C. Okay, so I didn't see that tooltip before, but without that tooltip, how would I even know what to set this at? I don't know. So turning the torque down a little bit, increase the temperature. Turning that down a little bit more is increasing it even further. Whoops. So let's go ahead and turn the torque all the way off. I might have to give this thing some speed to actually... Okay, so the torque stopping has made it lower in temperature. Bring it up to 2 torque, and now that's going up a little bit more. So what happens if we give it speed instead of torque? Temperature goes down with speed. Interesting. So I have no idea what I'm doing if you guys can't tell. Obviously, there is some machine or something else that we need to do to make this thing get to a higher temperature. And I'm not exactly sure what that is. I didn't know that there was this temperature readout, though. That's awesome. That gets me in the right direction. So I just need to figure out how to make the friction heater about 100 degrees hotter, and then we should be able to smelt our tungsten flakes. Interesting. Okay, guys, more research to be done. Okay, guys, so I'm trying something different here. I just made a new engine. This is called a micro turbine, and this requires jet fuel. That's the stuff we made in the last episode or the episode before, I can't remember. But yeah, this is supposed to produce a high amount of speed, very low torque. So I'm thinking is we'll set it through this CVT, we'll bump up the torque. I have no idea what to set this as. Probably let's start at 8. So that should slow it down and give it more torque, which should make the friction heater happy. We'll see. I don't even know if this is going to work. Hopefully it will. Let's try that. And then I got to flip the lever. Okay, so things are happening. We are going up in heat. Looks like it's doing what I want it to do. All that jet fuel is gone. Maybe I should go grab... where's my remote? Tank? Yeah, we had like 3 more full tanks of this stuff in case we need it. Okay, so how are we doing over here? We're at 1000 C. And we needed like 1300, I think, if I remember correctly. 1350, I believe. So we're still going up, Looks like it's going up slower. Let's try bumping this up, I don't know, to 16. Maybe that'll do something. There we go. Yep, that's definitely getting hotter. All right, maybe we should bump that up even higher. Let's try 32. We'll just go crazy. All right, so we're at 1200. 1214. We need to go up higher. I mean, I still have this guy over here. We can bump this up too. I don't know if that's really gonna do a lot. Looks like it is still getting hotter. Let's try bumping this one up too. Nope, that is going the wrong way now. So let's just leave this at 1. See where it caps out at. Oh, I think that might actually do it. We're bumping up into the 13,000 area. Or I'm sorry, 1300 area. Okay, very good, very good. Not quite there yet. I know this is really exciting stuff, guys. But first time I've ever really used rotary craft, so I wasn't really sure what to expect when I first got into this mod. Okay, I think we've capped out right there. So now the question is, do I bump this up higher, or do I bump it down a little bit lower? Okay, so higher. Yep, we are definitely getting up there. There we go. I did it! Tungsten ingots! That's awesome. Okay, so not very intuitive, but we did accomplish that barely. So how hot does this thing go? If I bump this up to that, does that go higher? 1354 still. It looks like that's probably the hottest it'll go, because we went up higher and then it started going down. Yeah, okay, so the very hottest setting of the friction heater is what we needed to make our ingots. Very, very cool. So now, I don't think there's a way I can turn this engine off. It just has to run through all of its fuel, which it looks like it's just about to do. Maybe. Well, it says it's out of fuel, so we'll just let it go. Okay. At this point, I think we can finally make our tier 4 upgrade. And steel. Yeah, let's try it. Let's just put it all in the system. The redstone can go in there. That can go in there. Let's try it. Boom! Converter tier 4 upgrade. Oh my goodness, that took so long to do. Okay, so now we can put down our magnetostatic engine, and we can apply that guy to it. Oh yeah. So what does this guy go up to now? 4,096 rotation rads a second, 8.3 megawatts, I guess, and 2,048 newton meters of torque. Awesome. That is exactly what we need to get our spawner controller back to the same level it used to be before this last update. My goodness. So that whole process is also going to happen with this one over here. in order to make our blaze spawner act like it used to. But now we know the steps, and I can do a lot of that off camera. We have plenty of the extra tungsten ingots for that tier 4. And yeah, like I said, we now know what we're doing, so it won't be a lot of guessing. It'll just be actually doing it. That's awesome. Okay, let's see. Let's do this. Let's grab our skeleton spawner. Just one of them. Oh, you know what? I was going to go hook this up, but my CVTs are over here. And if I pick those guys up, they lose their fluid, their lubricant right here. I don't think I have any extras now. Lubric... I don't know. I thought I would have found it. Okay, so what is it? Canola? Yeah, we got plenty of canola seeds that we can put through the grinder to make more of the lubricant. But I don't think we can do that today. All right, guys, I think we've reached the end of today's episode. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get our spawners going, but we are there. All it's going to take is to get everything back in place, hooked up, and then we can finally continue working on our skeleton spawner project. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you liked it. And we'll see you next time. Well, that pig won't see you, but I will.